It's starting soon. My break has started. Break has ended.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, hey, so, you know yesterday, so you know how yesterday my stream crashed? You know how I very unceremoniously ended stream yesterday because my computer locked up and then Windows forced an update when I tried to reboot my PC? Uh, let's not do that again today. Let's try to not do that again today. Um, yeah, I think what happened, because somebody asked me about what software I was using, and I was explaining Affinity, and I was talking about how I really love Affinity, and it can do some cool stuff. And then I pressed a button that I should not have pressed, and then my entire PC locked up, like, hard locked up. So what we're not gonna do today is we're not gonna use glitchy live filters in Affinity, okay? We're not doing that on stream anymore. That's banned. That's banned. Can you believe it? Christmas, just a week away. Speaking of, I think I might take next week off. For sure I would have to take Thursday off, right? Because we go see family for Christmas. So I wouldn't be able to stream. But I'm thinking of taking Tuesday and Wednesday off just to have like a holiday week and also a little bit to get some off-stream work done. But I think it would be a nice I think it would be a nice little holiday break. Are you hoping for a white Christmas? Here's what I'm hoping for. Here's what I think would be neat. Not actively snowing. Roads already plowed. Snow on the ground. That's the perfect lineup. Hands up! This is a strawberry! Ah! Wait, I can't put my hands up in this. I can kinda. Nope, that's muffin. Ah! Ah, my head. My head's been beaten with a chamomile. I'm afraid we're gonna lose all the snow that we've got on the ground, or most of it at least. It's gonna be 50 today here. Yeah, all of our snow is already melted. All of the snow that we got earlier this week is already melted. Oh, it's gonna rain next week. I don't think we're gonna have a white Christmas. Chamomile is amazing. I'm adopting it. We had 1.5 feet on the ground. Oh my god, we only got like 6 inches. Jeez. I hope you have a snowblower. We got like 6 inches, and I'm gonna be honest, it was the most perfect, fluffy texture. It was actually so satisfying to shovel. That was like the ideal of snow. Okay, let's see. I need to open. Ooh, I have to export the stuff that we were working on yesterday. It's no big deal. We have bad winters. On the positive side, I work at a school now, and they seem like they're very generous about snow days. Do they like add snow days to the end of the year? Because that's something that when I was in school, they started doing that. Okay. So this is what we were working on yesterday. We get 7 per year. If they go over that, then oh, that makes sense. Do I have to export every single one of these? I think I do. I think I do actually have to export every single one of these. Okay. So, oh, also, let me open this just to show it off. Just to show it off. So every year I compile 9 pictures that I drew, like 9 illustrations that I drew, and I post them in like a you know, a little 3x3. It's pretty common to do like art v artists, but I normally, instead of for the past couple years at least, instead of my flesh face, my flesh tuber face, I've just put a drawing of Barry in the center. Partially because I have not been, I don't know, I haven't been taking selfies as much, so I don't have pictures of myself as much anymore. Yeah, it's art versus art now. But also because even if I did take selfies as much as I used to, I don't really put my face on the interwebs as much anymore. You can find it still, and I think actually a couple of times over the past year I have like been doing a crafting, like a hand cam stream. I've accidentally stuck my face in the camera. I'm not like that doesn't upset me because I've put my face on the internet plenty. You can find it. But I don't put it in the art v artist thing anymore because I don't know, it would be weird. So it's been the past like 2 years that I haven't done that I've put Barry in the center instead of my face. But last night I was putting together this year's art roundup. 3 of them are the things that we just finished, just because I'm so happy with how these 3 came out. I feel like this year is thematically super weird. I drew a ton of Cassia. Like, there's a ton of Cassia art that I've done. Let me open. I could probably honestly fill half of this with Cassia if I wanted to. So we have the Cyberpunktober print. We have, this one was the one of the Fruitiger arrow stickers that I made for TechoCon. We have this, which I actually never released this. I should make this. I should actually print this and make it into a sticker or something, because I never did anything with this piece of artwork. But hi Jasmine, how's it going? Ah, geez, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to move this over, but we have Cassia. We have more Cassia. We have yet more Cassia. Like, I could fill up half of this. This was the year of Cassia. I have drawn her so much. Is her medallion a Tamagotchi? It is a TV remote. It is a little oval egg-shaped TV remote. Because she is a TV. And then in her cyberpunk design, it's like some sort of computer chip. I don't know. But get out of here. Where is it? This one. So these 3 were for a stamp rally that I did for TechoCon. So if actually I don't know where the rest of them went. I kept meaning to send the leftovers out to patrons. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. Okay, I found them. If I remember, and I have forgotten every single month since July, but if I remember, I need to send the leftovers of these out to patrons. Control of the Cyberpunk TV with neural inputs accidentally change the channel in your sleep. But yeah, I could have absolutely filled like half of this with only Cassia if I wanted to, and then there's this one that I never did anything with. This one was actually, I was gonna use this as the whoa! I was gonna use this as one of the stamp rally rewards, but they decided on a beach theme, so I did these 3. And I'm actually really stupid proud of this pun. Like, that worked far more than it needed to. Far better than it had any right to. Did you just bomb Ben into the star? Nice. Oh god, it's crashing. Okay. So we can get rid of these. Actually, I can just close this without saving it. Yesterday, my computer crashed while we were working on the log off design, which is a unique piece of irony, I think. The irony is not lost on me. My computer told me to log off. It said, you're done. But I finished both the, this is gonna be the embroidered patch, and then this is gonna be the sticker. So the sticker you can see is a lot more shaded. There's a lot more going on with the sticker than the patch. And that's because patches have to follow whatever thread colors you have. So I can't do a whole bunch of like fancy shading and stuff with a patch. It is now safe to turn off your computer. Is that a threat? Oh man, I had to like bad shut off my computer yesterday. When it locked up while I was streaming, I had to like, I didn't use the switch on the back, thankfully the button on the front worked, but it was like I know computers are a lot better at being turned off that way than they used to be. They used to yell at you. No, a threat would be it is no longer safe to not to turn off your computer. Oh god. Yeah, I know computers are a lot better at handling being turned off in weird ways than they used to be, but I still have, you know, whenever you turned your computer off the wrong way back in like the 90s, and then when you would turn it on again, it would like yell at you. It would be like, last time you turned off your computer, you didn't wait until it said it was okay. You have to wait until it says it's okay. I still have that ingrained in me, so I'm like, I have to shut down. I have to wait until it shuts down. But yeah, no, yesterday was bad. Yesterday was pretty bad. Thankfully, it did not screeching beep that doesn't end at me. Thankfully, there was no audio memory, whatchamacallit. No like audio memory bug. I imagine shading on a patch would be possible, assuming you have thread colors, but it sounds like it would be hell, especially with a single spool machine. Oh yeah. You can technically do gradients, actually. Let me see if I don't have... Actually, it's literally just going to be easier for me to take a new photo of it. Let me get a patch. Okay. I'm going to take a new photo of this. Because it's going to be easier than finding the old photo. Which is probably like, if it hasn't already been deleted, it's probably like a year into my phone's history. What if you forgot to put on the little plastic pajamas for the CRT screen? The what? The what? Computers are just resetting from Animal Crossing. You didn't open the menu and press save and quit. Oh, the screen cover against dust. I'm gonna be honest, we never had one of those. I don't know if, because when I was a kid, we had the family computer, right? I don't know if it simply got used enough to not get dusty, or my parents just didn't care. Okay, so embroidering gradients. Sure, we can put this on a new. So this is a patch that I made. This is a Jorbo. This is Moon Bitch's mascot. And I just fucking love this creature. I just fucking love this creature. So I embroidered a little patch of the Jorbo, and it was partially because I wanted to like practice some stuff. And one thing that I wanted to learn how to do was a gradient. So you can see you can see really well the difference between this area up here that has the gradient and this here that has two colors that next to each other that are unblended. So you can do gradients in an embroidered patch. And what it does is it basically decreases the stitch density. So what you have to do is you have to like sew a color, right? You have to sew the color, the base color, and then you change colors, and then the new color, it starts with a really low stitch density. So I'm gonna do this on a new layer. Can I have a brush that actually shows up? There we go. So like you can kind of see it, but I'll like emphasize it. So you start out with this like really low stitch density, right? And then it slowly starts to get a bit more dense. And more dense. I don't know what's going on here, but it seems like it skipped a few. Maybe there's a stitch here that I can't see in this photo. More dense, and then it's full density. And then it goes back to less dense. And then over here we actually have the white being 100% density and then less dense as it goes. So you can embroider gradients. It's just a little bit messy? I don't know. Yeah, Drazvin bombed you into the star. He placed a bomb, sent everybody flying. I feel like line dithering would be easier and probably feel more vaporwave. Sorta? Well, it depends on what you want, right? If you want a gradient, this is how you do a gradient. You could do line dithering. You could do, I don't know if I have a good example of it. You're saying here that embroidery is just pixel art, but hairy. That's cross stitch. That's cross stitch. You're working on a Christmas tree girl? Ooh, cute! Yeah, I was gonna say that, embroidery sort of is, a form of dithering. A little bit. A little bit. Not a lot. But yeah, I wanted to use this patch as a way of learning this, this gradient technique. And it succeeded. It did work. Did I show you my palm tree girls? I think so. I think I remember seeing that. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get rid of this layer. I don't know if I'm ever gonna stitch another one of these out because time for seep the water. I shall seep the water. The water has been seeped. I don't know if I'm gonna stitch another Jorbo out because it was like a fan project. Like there's no reason for me to make another one of these unless somehow I'm able to like give this one to Moon and then I might make another one for myself. But that's such a long shot. Like I would probably have to like wait until they attend a convention and then go to that convention just to see them, which is not something that I'm interested in doing. Like if I'm going to a convention, it's to sell at the artist alley, you know? But if ever in the off chance that I'm able to give this one to Moon, then I would maybe, you know, stitch another one out for myself. But semi-official merch manufacturer for Moon. They've got their own merch. they don't need this. Also, the degree to which I'm able to produce patches works for somebody of my scale, does not work for somebody of Moon's scale. I don't know that my little dinky refurbished home embroidery machine would be able to do like 100 of these, you know? It could do like 10 maybe. But I did learn a lot doing this, and if I was gonna do it again, there is a lot of stuff that I would change. Like, for instance, the eye area here, what I did is I forgot to cut out the purple around the eyes. So there's actually like 3 or 4 layers in some places, and that really screwed some stuff up. So there's the layer of purple for the skin, and then there's the blush, and then there's the eye. So that's 3 layers. Actually, I don't remember if I cut the blush correctly. And then we have the pupil, and then the highlight on top of the pupil. So in some areas, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. And it's, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. What I should have done is I should have cut the purple so that there are holes in the purple so that it doesn't get stitched here. And you can even see like some of the underlaying stitches of the purple. Yeah, I should have like cut here and then stitched the black over and then even maybe left a hole right here. Muffin, what are you doing? So yeah. Stupidly enough, all of the mistakes that I made aside, Muffin, no. Thank you. Um, Stupidly enough, all of the mistakes that I've made aside, this is still one of the best patches that I've made. Sorry, my face tracking is going crazy because there's a muffin in front of it. She really said, where is it? She really said, mine. I'm here now. But yeah, this is one of the like nicer looking finished products that I've made, and I'm kind of mad about it. I'm like, really the fan patch that I made one of, that's the one that does well. It does have a huge knot on the back of this eye, and that's from all of this like layering stuff. Because this eye, when it was stitching out, I think the needle had a really hard time going up and down through the material. But it got kind of fucked up. So we don't look at the back of this patch. And it probably wouldn't do well like sewn to a garment or something because of how bulky the back is right here. But from the front it looks pretty good. Oh, also there's some glow in the dark parts. So oh, my pen is dead. Boo! So, hang on. So this part, as well as, I think all of this, I think all of the eye stuff is made with glow-in-the-dark thread, which is really hard to work with. I'm not gonna lie. The glow-in-the-dark thread is actually pretty difficult to work with. What the heck? That was weird. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So, like, it does a cool glow-in-the-dark thing, which I am not going to show off because it's too light in my room. But imagine it looks like this. But yeah, the glow-in-the-dark thread is actually kind of difficult to work with. It likes to snap, which is not good. Okay, we don't have to save this. This was just to show off the gradient embroidery. But yeah, that was a fun learning project. Not something that I'm gonna do with the log off design, just because like there's no reason to do that. I think it's clear enough without it. What we are gonna do today is these 4 designs here. Yeah, I think just these 4. I doubt I'm gonna get to all 4 of them. I highly doubt I'm gonna get to all 4 of them. But these 4 designs down here, I need to digitize, which is the process of taking the visual information and translating it into stitches. Oh, my fan is still okay. But it's the process of taking the visual picture and telling the machine where to put the needle so that it can like sew out these designs. And it is a bit of a mess. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And it looks horrific most of the time. It looks really dumb. This one I'm scared of. I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of small details in this. And a lot of like little overlapping elements, like the grass is overlapping in a bunch of places. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I toyed with making this one a loading bar. Because it makes sense. Good things take time, and then it would have a loading bar. It just didn't look good. I don't know. Something about it just didn't look right, and I liked the box. I don't know. I might come back to this one. I might not digitize this right now. I might come back to it and fool around later with some sort of loading bar aspect. Kind of like compiling, turning human readable information into information that a machine can understand. Kind of, yeah. Although I think compiling usually is a more automatic process, if I'm not mistaken. Digitizing is very hands-on. It's very manual. You have to like really brute force this thing into understanding what you're doing. Especially with the tools that I use, because I use InkStitch, which is a plugin for Inkscape. Both of them are free and open source. Now let's get my pen out. Yeah, both of them are free and open source, and it really makes it really makes it a little difficult because you don't have a good visual for what you're doing. If you were to use a really fancy digitization software, like I forget what the common ones are. Okay, so there's Hatch. Embrilliance. I don't know what Bailey J uses. I've been following her. She's been doing a lot of embroidery lately. But a lot of those software are hundreds of dollars. Hatch Embroidery is $2,000. Embroidery Legacy is $1,300. Embrilliance, let's see. How much do you cost?
It's starting soon.
How much do you cost? Are you even an embroidery? Are you a digitization software? Or are you just a bunch of plugins? I don't know. But yeah, a lot of them. Oh, Wilcom. Is that Hatch? A lot of them are hundreds of dollars. There is one that is $75 that looks not great. Muffin, what is going on? I think there might be a cat outside. She's upset. She's doing the thing where she runs back and forth between windows, which usually means she saw something in one window and needs to, like, triangulate where this creature is. Muffin, is there a cat outside? She's upsetty spaghetti. But yeah, I think we're gonna start with the social battery low. I think this one's gonna be the easiest to digitize. We already picked out a font, so we're not using this font for the embroidery, but that's okay. I really don't want to have to satin stitch my own fonts. It's a process. It's annoying. This one I might have to. I don't think there's a good pixel font for the embroidery. But this one should also be fairly easy. But one thing I have to do is actually export this in a way that my software can import it. So I export SVG selection only. Oh, you know what? Wait. I'm just gonna move that out here. We don't need that. Okay, now we can export this. Okay, is all of this curves? This needs to be converted to curves. Layer, convert to curves, even though we're gonna delete it. I don't want to import that as a font. Okay, let's try this. Embroidery. This is the social battery. And then this program has trouble exporting SVGs sometimes. So I'm gonna bring this back in here and make sure it worked. Good enough. One thing that I don't want, sometimes it will export like everything around it. So I just want to make sure that's the only thing in there. I don't know why it does that, but it does. It's annoying. I'm gonna export all of these. Even though I don't need to today, probably. Export, this is...
My break has started.
Log off. Kind of works that I'm doing this during the ad break. Because this is a boring thing. I'm paywalling the boring thing. This is just don't. And then I think I might not export good things take time, just because I think I want to... I want to rethink it a little bit. I do like the idea of the loading bar. I just don't really know. Nice catch. Yeah, I do like the idea of maybe we can play with that today instead of jumping in right into digitization. Maybe we can like take a second look at this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna open something. We're gonna open this because it has the loading bar in it.
Break has ended.
Welcome back from ads. So I have decided that instead of jumping directly, whoa, I've decided that instead of jumping directly into Ink Stitch and digitizing these, I actually want to take a second look at this one. Because I kind of want the loading bar. Granted, I can't do the well, I could do the gradient, actually. I could make this a gradient. I could do the gradient. It wouldn't be impossible. I just need to make sure these colors are the same. Because I could do this. That is a possible stitch. I think it would be neat if the loading bar actually said good things take time. And maybe we increase the font size so that it matches the width of the bar. I also have this that I made. That's huge. Oh my god. So I could add this somewhere. Let's see. So I don't know if I'm doing the loading bar, I don't know if I need this big outer box. But it does make it easy to do the outline for the patch. Welcome in, Kurosama. How's it going? We are working on some ideas for embroidered patches. So I have this one that is like a pop-up window that says good things take time. And I kind of like the idea of putting a loading bar in it, so we're playing with that idea. Where's the grass? Let's move this up. Let's move this up. Just don't super know if good things do take time. I wish people understood that. Yeah, I think a lot of whether it's like social media or other things, I think a lot of folks want the like instant gratification of stuff. And like that's not how things go. That's not how creation goes. Especially in frickin' the year of our Lord, AI is in everything. Good things take time. Don't make me tap the sign. Graphic designer / artist, by the way. Oh, welcome in! Yeah, we're doing a little bit of, like, co-working, so if you've got any stuff that you need to work on, or, honestly, sometimes rest is a task in and of itself. I tend to yap a lot, but this is, I do, like, I do co-working streams, weekly. Don't mind me yapping, I'm a weird yapper myself. I think there's like, I think some people definitely want more quiet co-working streams. I just can't shut up. I'm sort of wondering if I take... I think I might have an idea. I might have an idea. I just want to know why I don't need this line. That is a completely separate line. Oh, I know why I have that. Okay. It's for the embroidery. So if I take this and I move this up, and then I put the good things take time text. Along the Hmm. I sort of like this. I like the idea of this being, like, attached in a way. Fine with yapping since you're here to kill time and chill while doing other stuff. That sounds good. It's off season, but I'm drawing another palm tree. You know what? Aren't palm trees, like, in environments that are year round? It's not off season, it's just tropical. Mm. Okay. So if I take this and move this up, then the only thing left is both of these. Oh. Both of these being. Oh, I have some effect on this that's giving it shading. Let's not do that. Judging by the stream vibes and theme, I love some vaporwave stuff, though I'm more into synthwave and 80s style rock music, but it's close enough. I love me some synthwave. We did an entire, sorry, I've got sand in my eye. We did an entire month in October of cyberpunk media. And I think, I'm gonna be honest, I listened to so much synthwave, I like kind of a little bit got sick of it. But also, usually when I'm working, I think I've Pavloved myself into lo-fi equals work mode. It's not something that I listen to usually on my own, but I have absolutely Pavloved myself into work time equals, like, lo-fi. I do think I kind of like this loading bar thing. I have a couple of different playlists that I cycle through. Some of it does include a fair amount of synthwave and, like, synth pop. Sometimes we listen to Oops All Vocaloid. Depends on the mood, yeah. Okay, do I want the do I want the whatchamacallit in here? Hourglass. Oh my god, why was that so hard for my brain? Maybe stick that up in the corner or something? Hmm. I don't know if this fits anywhere, really. Some energetic, some depressing and moody. I find myself leaning into atmospheric music genres that isn't all about being stupidly upbeat and lyrical. Yeah, I feel that. You know what I want? I want a playlist that's like drum and bass, but like way more atmospherical. Like I want, and I keep saying this, I keep meaning to download it, but I want to download the Atlas soundtrack because it's perfect. It's like perfectly atmospherical with just a little bit of like mid 2000s PS2, like PS1, PS2 era drum and bass. Yeah, Atlas. I've been playing it with a couple friends on and off. It's very cute. I do okay. I think it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If this is a loading bar, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for all of this to be on there. Maybe even honestly, I could just get rid of all of that and put the hourglass in its place. Somewhere. That's a really weirdly shaped patch, but whatever. I could do like that. Love your color choices reminds me of my favorite choices of colors, especially purples and pinks. I don't actually do yellow a whole lot, but I do definitely like everything that's on my avatar, purple, pink, teal, all of that. I use it a lot. Hmm. Okay, hang on. Hang on. So this is gonna be if I were to digitize this, I would cut this line here wherever it like it would basically go around like this. Instead of going across and then sewing over top of it. Because I want to think about the order of operations of colors. So if we lay down like all of the yellow first and then all of the green, that reduces the amount of times that I would have to change the colors in my embroidery machine. I like experimenting with colors, but the color combo that I often use to express myself in different ways are sky blue and pink. Ooh, that's a pretty color combo. I love I don't really do this very often, but one of my favorite color combos to see is like really light pink, like even lighter than this, honestly. Like really light pink. And then ah, that's not it. And then like pure blue I think this is such a satisfying color combo. It's not really the vibe that I go for very often, but this is such a satisfying color combo. I see this in like risograph printing a lot. You have card sleeves in similar shades of pink. Yeah, I see this a lot in like risograph printing and like, ooh, I love it. Okay, I want to center this a bit better. And then even maybe round these corners up top. Wait. Yeah, let's round these corners up top. Let's do this. I love me some round corners. That's not what I wanted to do. The only one in your card game locals that have pink sleeves and deck box. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think I like this. I a little bit worry about this font being too small. Although, what happened here? Hang on. Can I, like, make this 12 point? Can I get away with that? I don't know. I don't think I can. How do you pronounce that? Wow wow wee wow wow wow? Wow wow wee wow! Welcome in! Cute fluffy emote. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to work this around being a 12-point font, because I genuinely think if I do anything smaller, it is in fact going to be problematic for the embroidery machine. If I want this to be white, actually, if I want the... What the heck? If I want the section down here to be white, I actually have to take this going. What is this? All of this is invisible. What is happening? What is that? I have to take this curve, I think, and subtract it from you so that it's transparent. Yeah. The font looks alright to me, it fits the vibe. It's the font size. Although, honestly, it might be a problem with digitization because I would have to basically satin stitch all of this manually myself, which is possible. It's very possible to manually satin stitch a font. It's just a pain in the ass. It's just very annoying, and I don't like doing it. But that's entirely me being lazy. Maybe try making it a bit bolder, but I understand the pain. Yeah, what I might do is in the program that I use for digitization, which as soon as I As soon as I get the vector file looking the way that I want it to, we'll hop over. But I use Inkscape for digitization because it has a free plugin called Ink Stitch. And in this house, we love free open source software. Yeah, I think I like this. I think it like thematically fits with the loading bar. It thematically fits a little bit better than this. I could, in theory, how many times do you accidentally stab yourself with the needle until you can be called a pro? Do not put thine fingers underneath embroidery machine. You will go to the hospital. I've had friends, because I'm friends with a lot of cosplayers. I have had friends sew over top of their fingers, like they put their fingers in underneath the sewing needle in the sewing machine. I have never seen anybody put their fingers underneath an embroidery machine. That thing goes so fast. That thing goes so fast, it would probably break inside of your finger. Like the needle would probably break inside it. I'm gonna stop. It's a bad idea. You'll go to the hospital and also get a very interesting tattoo. I've been using Adobe Illustrator, but recently switched to Affinity because the free alternative that doesn't crash every second. You make shapes bigger and take ages to render. I'm actually using Affinity right now. That's what I'm using for the vectors. I love Affinity. I worry a little bit about what Canva is going to do to it because I don't trust Canva as far as I can throw them. But Affinity, the software itself, I adore. I've been using it since they were like independently owned. And I love me some Affinity. I do think it's good that it's free. I think that's a good move to make it like it's good for artists. I just don't trust Canva. I've been using Affinity a lot for art. Before that I was using Photoshop. I don't really love the brush engine in Affinity as much. When I draw, like when I'm not using vectors or doing like photo editing or something, when I'm doing like a drawn illustration, I'm usually using Clip Studio Paint. Just because I love the way that their brush engine works. I love their perceptual color mixing. And like I found a couple of brushes that are just mwah, chef's kiss. I love the SU cream pencil. I love Mira's blender brush. Like there's a lot in Clip Studio that I adore. But for vectors, it's interesting because I had learned Illustrator when I was like in art school, and it just never clicked with me. Like I just did not like Illustrator. Soon as I switched to Affinity, I'm like, I love vectors. I think I was actually just replaced. I think I was kidnapped and replaced with a changeling. Because I I like vectors now. I can't explain why. If it's good for artists, there can be no trust. It's specifically because it's Canva. Like free software is great. I love some free software. There's a lot of free software I trust. We're about to use one. I like Inkscape. Well, okay. I like that Inkscape exists. I don't love using it. It's a little clunky. But that aside, like that's good for artists. The fact that Inkscape exists is great for artists. I just think it's a tad difficult to use. I do draw in vector sometimes. It's not as fun as pixel, but it has its own uses and vibe. I'm using it now because I need everything to be in vector format for the embroidery thing to work. I tend to use it if I tend to use it if I do want to reuse the art over multiple what's the word? Like multiple different use cases, because it is scalable. But a lot of stuff, like a lot of the stuff, the TV next to me that everybody's crawling on, I have that show a slideshow of my art, and most of that, not all of it, but most of it is in Clip Studio. I've never heard of Inkscape. Inkscape is a free and open source vector program. Again, it's very good that it exists. It's phenomenal for for the art community that a free and open source program like that exists. It's just a little bit like driving a boat. It's just clunky. It's just a wee bit clunky. I actually think I only want this section to come down. Mostly use vector for graphic design stuff, so shapes and fonts. Yeah. Like I did this sticker in vectors, but that's mostly because I had already done the patch version of it, and I was like, I'm not redrawing this. I'm just gonna slap some gradients on it and call it a day. Boss is good, however, it doesn't have the best UX for various reasons. It's a bit like driving a boat. That could describe a lot of Foss. What is Foss? Where is... Let's take this rounded rectangle. Okay, hang on. Convert to curves and then pull just the bottom down, because I don't want the curve... I don't want the round rectangle getting messed up. Oh, free open source software. Okay. The acronym got lost on me. So if I pull this down... I'm just gonna grab this text here and plop it. Okay, it does need to be a little smaller. But that could be an alternative to the... Kind of wish I had done that in it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this. Yeah. Paste that new one. The thing is, I do sort of just like this being on one line. I think it looks better. I think it looks better on one line. Like, it looks cleaner than this. But obviously this is going to be more readable. We had a little bit of a... We have a little bit of some kind of overlap going on. Don't know why. Just finished working on a new drawing and posting it. Nice! Alright, I think that's... Yeah, I don't know. I think I just like the single line across. I think it looks nice and clean, and this looks like a little bit forced? Question mark? Sometimes you just need to iterate. Sometimes you just need to compare things. I think this is going to be very annoying to stitch out, though. I think this is gonna take a lot longer just because it has all these new shapes. Oh well. Can I send the link in case Kuro isn't in the server? I mean, I can do, this. Yeah, I just posted the Discord link. It's a wee Discord server. Man, y'all really like congregating on top of this tablet. Which chord? Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think we're gonna export this one. I just have to make sure before I do that. I'm just gonna make sure everything is converted to curves. Convert to curves. Convert to curves. That is a curve. Might join it and share my weird art there? Heck yeah! Yeah, you'd be welcome to. Okay, here's a question.
It's starting soon.
These pieces that have the outline and the fill on them, do I want to separate that in this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna separate that in this. Okay. Expand stroke. Wait, that's not what I wanted to do. Shoot. I don't want to expand stroke. I just want to duplicate this. Duplicate this and have one of them be the stroke and one of them be the fill. There we go. And then I can probably put all of the pink fills together and, like, add them. Yeah, we can add this. And then here. I want to get rid of this little corner piece. Hopefully that's the only one that I need to do that with. What is going on? What is happening? Alright, there we go. There we go. Same with these shapes. I want to separate out that purple. Oh, ew, I have to do that. I have to do that to so many shapes. Oh no. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is part of the process. Welcome to the pain, yeah. Like the digitization part of the process is the part that's like painful. It's like, oh yeah, I made the art. Now you have to tell every piece where the stitch, like the machine where every stitch goes. Welcome. Welcome to suffering. Okay, here's a question. Do I want the yellow first or the green? I guess it doesn't matter. No, I want the yellow first, so I actually want to bring this green up above the yellow.
My break has started.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull the layer panel out here so you can actually kind of see what I'm doing, because all of this is layer organization. Every little bit of what I'm doing here is layer organization. Because what needs to happen is all of these layers here, where the stroke and fill are on the same layer, I need to separate it out so that the fill is on a different layer than the stroke. And then I need to put all the strokes together. So like this flower, oh, this flower is gonna be a pain in the ass. I'm gonna do that last. I'm gonna do that last, because that's gonna be a pain. Hey, welcome to the server. I am not gonna check it now just because I don't want to accidentally like pull something up on stream. I should do a thing.
My break has ended.
I don't know if there are enough people for this, but I should do a thing where like I have y'all submit to a channel that like specifically gets shown on screen, and then I do like a community night or something. I just don't know if there's enough folks that are like interested in doing that. And it would be like a no critique, only compliments kind of deal. Like I would not be um you know, critiquing or trying to suggest anything, like any improvements. It would just be like here's all the cool art you guys have made. I don't know how often I'd be able to contribute to a community night, but it sounds cool. Yeah, I know a lot of other people that do it, but they honestly they have larger communities. Um so they actually get submissions on a regular basis. I'm fine with critiques as long as done positively. Yeah. I just don't want to I don't know. I don't want to um offer that to anybody who doesn't want it. And the easiest thing would be to just make sure that it's just a compliment night, you know? At least for this purpose. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fill all of this in with this color and then add it to this shape. That's not the add button. That's the add button. So all of this is a mess. And needs to get cleaned up. A messy mass of mumbled mishaps. Okay, I'm sort of wondering if there's a way where you can make this into one line instead of several different layers. But if they're, I'm gonna keep them separate for this file. I think, and then that way I can figure out what I'm doing with them later. So all of this I'm gonna put up here. Oh, interesting. All right. All right. I'll get rid of these extra parts. What? I... Oh, I know. Okay. I can get rid of the lines on all of these. There we go. Whoa. Not what I wanted to do. Why does it keep... What the... Am I, like, hitting a hotkey that I don't know I'm hitting? Alright, and then we still need this one here. So they're no longer up in the flower stems, which is good. I can also genuinely take all of this green and merge it into one layer. And that's going to be way easier. Hi, Paulette! Thank you for the lurk. Have a good lurk. What's new? Why does it say... Oh! Interesting. That it... Does it have an issue with underscores? I think it might be a Stream Elements bug. Hang on. I think I might have the wrong variable in Stream Elements. Where is the lurk command? Yeah, it's the wrong variable for Stream Elements in particular. That's easy to change. Okay, that should work now. Jasmine, thank you for gifting a sub to Cassia. Okay, let me try it now. Yeah, now it works. Alright. I just had the wrong variable in there. It's user and not username. Need to jump out here so I can take my medicine and not fall asleep from it. Take care, Itinerant. Rest up. Do I want this hole? I think I'm just gonna get rid of that. think I'm just gonna get rid of anything that's like kind of going to be a little bit annoying to stitch, including the gap here. But if I group all of this together, having all of the green on one layer should theoretically be easy to stitch. And then I can use the purple outlines to designate the foreground flowers. I noticed the emote in the lurk message wasn't resolving. Yeah. I wish that they gave affiliates, like, I know partners get 3 perma subs. I wish affiliates got like 1. I know everybody keeps harping on like the dissolving difference between partner and affiliate. Like, folks are real heated about that. Partners in particular, like, why do they get all the benefits that I used to get? There's no difference between partner and affiliate anymore, and it's like, who cares? Who cares? They're not taking stuff. Well, they are taking stuff away from you, and that's pretty bad. They are taking stuff away from partners. Partners used to get like partner managers. Partners used to get support. Now they don't anymore. And that is kind of shitty. Not gonna lie. But like every time affiliates get a single more emote, people are like, "Oh no." So what we're gonna do is subtract this out of here. And then maybe pull this down just a tad. Pull this up. So there's a little bit of overlap. Actually, it's fine without the overlap because it's gonna get a stitch like that. Whatever. I'm gonna put a little bit of overlap in. Just some pull compensation. What else? What else do I need to? I need to do something with this. All right. What the heck? And then I need to do the same thing basically with this inner section where I get rid of this little line here and this line here and this line here. There's a little bit here I need to get rid of. What? There's gotta be something that I'm hitting by accident. Okay. And then the last thing is the hourglass. So realistically, what I want is to grab the back of the hourglass, scoot it all the way down, and add it to this so that all of the yellow is getting stitched out in one shape. I don't know if that's actually going to be reasonable. What I might have to do is like cut it right here and right here and then like stitch this section out in a second shape. So like go all the, I don't know, we'll see how it works. We'll see how it goes in the stitch preview. Um, do I also have everything? Okay, so I have the yellow, I have green, I have the light purple, which I actually need to change this color into light purple. Because that blue, this like periwinkle color, wasn't even in this project at all. So this goes with the periwinkle flowers. I'm also going to subtract, because this overlaps just a little bit here, so I'm going to subtract it to add a cutout here. And that should, in theory, help with a little bit of bulk in like areas where colors overlap. I feel like this music has gotten incredibly ambient to like almost a sleepy degree. We had lo-fi before. Now it's just low. Okay. I don't know why this is in a group. Let's not put that in a group. This can go in a group. It's all of the purple. Or at least it should be all of the purple. This can go in a group. It's all of the pink. We're ignoring this gradient for now because I have to do something with that in the program. Heck? Do you mind? Here we go. So there's the lines. And then all of these lines. Go up here. And then we have all of the like colors together, except for the gradient, which I have to do a special thing with. okay with this. I actually kind of like how this is going. I'm gonna do one last check for anything I might need to like convert to curves. I think we're good. That's all curves. I know this is all curves because it's chopped up into 100 pieces. Alright, I think we're good. I think we're good. So I'm gonna take this and we're gonna export it. Nice catch. And then I'm going to, just to double check, I'm gonna bring this back in. And it looks like everything has exported correctly. Alright. I need a quick bio break, so I'm gonna do that. And when we get back, I will open up InkStitch and we'll actually start, like... It's taken this long just to export stuff. But when we get back, I'm gonna actually start digitizing stuff, so... I will see y'all in a couple minutes.
Ad starting soon.
Well, I'm back just in time for ads. I'm back just in time for ads to start in like 30 seconds. That's fine. I'm just gonna open Inkscape and we're gonna work through the ads. It's whatever. Inkscape. That's gonna take a hot second to open. I have to take some cough drops this morning, might be a bit under the weather. Oh no. I think the cold snap has done a number on everybody. Like, I'm not sick, I just have had, ever since it's gotten cold, ever since it's gotten below freezing. Like, I think it's because the air is dry in here, but it's like constant sore throat. And, schniffles. You know, I kind of wonder if I need to update this program. Too bad. Ah! The flashbang! Alright, let's see. See if I remember how to get stuff in here in a reasonable way. Do I just drag it in?
Ad break has started.
Whoa, why is this huge? Is this template wrong? Hang on. What is this unit up top? It's in millimeters. Oh, that does say 4 inches. Document properties. Does it say what DPI we're in? Also, we've gotten so ambient. We have gotten so ambient. It's Vocaloid time. I want to wake up. um,
Break has ended.
I don't know what DPI we're in. It doesn't say. Like, I know it's vector, so it, like, sort of technically shouldn't matter, but it does. It does, because if I'm in too high of a... Like, if I'm in the wrong resolution, my embroidery machine is gonna go nuts. Whatever, it says we're 4 inches, so I'm just gonna have to, like, trust. What I should be able to do, this should be very easy. It should be... Ah. Hi, Die!
OMG 62 months.
OMG. Thank you so much for the resub. OMG. Alright, so what I want to do... I'm going to duplicate this. That's not the what?
Scanning for anomalies now.
Ah! Which way is it going?
Hey, baby. Thanks.
Oh.
Anomaly found. Your computer is unplugged. How are you still streaming?
You know, I feel like that would have been a good anomaly for yesterday. Me. This is the pettiest thing I've ever done, Blair. That's not even remotely petty. After that long, I kind of agree. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna make this a no-fill stroke. And it's gonna be the last thing we do. Stroke style... I'm the type to remember when something isn't mine and return it at all costs. Or at a lot of costs. Yeah, you're a good bean. You're not generally, like you said, you're not petty. Okay, I think this is fine where it is. I'm gonna make this just extremely red for the sake of it being a break. So this is the final outline. Just not the cost of my sanity, yeah. I swear that thing was sitting in there like, one day I will be needed. Today was that day. So all of this is gonna get replaced. So I'm just gonna name that layer replace this text. We're gonna start with extensions. Params. This is probably gonna open on my second monitor, but that's okay. Ooh, it's thinking hard about it. I don't know how I feel about this. So yeah, this is a fill stitch. And that's kind of fine. Yeah, that's fine. I do want to, commands. Is it add layer command, or is it just add attach command to selected object? Fill stitch starting position, fill stitch ending position. What I want to do is I want to make sure that it ends. No. Why would you do that? I hate the way that it selects this shit. There we go. What is happening? I don't care where this fill stitch starts, but I want it to end. What the hell? I want the fill stitch to end anywhere along this inner line here. We can do it down here. Because if it ends like over here or something, we have this stupid jump from like literally, I think it ends here. And then we have this stupid jump all the way over to here. So if I have it end here, then we can jump to this. And it's just a little jump instead of jumping all the way across. And then I have to worry about trimming that. So there's that. And then where does this fill stitch start? Okay. That's fine. If it starts there, then what I might do actually is take this ending position and then, oh my god. And then move it like this. Okay. So we have this section. That we can open up in the simulator. And I'll drag the simulator down here and you can see it stitch out. Right, so that ends. Can I show jump stitches? There we go. And then I just have to trim this little section here. I will want to tell this to end probably up here so that it can jump to the text. All right. So we want the starting position to be near that ending position. And then we want the ending position to be like up here, approximately, so that it can jump over to this text. And hopefully let's see. We want to do lettering. Ah, I heard a noise. Radiant Revival. All right, let me see. Can I listen next? There we go. Okay, so for this lettering, we want it to say social battery low. And then we picked this Millie Marith Gold. Yeah. Now the size of it, is gonna be, oh Lord. I have made a mistake. Can I, like, clear this? I don't know what I did. The texture on that font is reminiscent of shoestrings. All of it is going to be because it's all embroidered. So like if I change the font, oh, that one's really that one's really thick. Okay. Let's go back to our Millie Marif. This can be reduced down to 75 and enlarged up to 140, but how big is that actually? This is a big font. I actually think this is too big. Yeah, that's a huge font, as it turns out. Okay. I'm gonna need to find something that can go smaller. So, let's try again. I'm gonna change the ruler to millimeters in this case. Because our... It's 10, 20, 30... It's like 36. 36 millimeters. Alright, let's try this again. Lettering. You are always up on the second monitor. This is a font suited for small characters. This actually might be okay. This one might be reasonable. I wish there was like a live preview because I don't know how big this is going to be. That kind of works. We're just gonna scale this a little. And then we're gonna take... I'm gonna use the other font to sort of help position. Oh my god. To sort of help center this. Yeah. And then this is gonna be... You know what? I might just leave it the way it is. It's gonna do a stop here, and then it's gonna cut it. And then start here, which might be fine. That might be fine. So, I think it thinks it's black. It thinks it's using black thread, which means it's going to stop the embroidery, cut the thread, and then start again here. And I might just let it do that, actually. Because otherwise we're going to run into a problem where it tries to jump stitch from here to here, and then it's going to sew over top of the jump stitch. So... if I select all of that, and then simulator, yeah, see, it thinks it's black here, which is fine. And then, oh, I have to change this to a satin stitch around the edge. Okay. Do I want satin stitches around this inside section? Sort of, maybe? Maybe like a thin satin stitch? Alright, hang on. Why are you being dumb? Oh my god. What did you do? Right, okay. We're gonna turn this into a stroke. In which case, I actually don't need these commands at all. We can get rid of the commands. Break path at selected nodes. I want to grab whatever fill color this is. Can I just have the hex code? Stroke. Turn that to the same color. Stroke style. I do like a 0.75. And then params. Did I hit params and lemon? No, I hit preferences. Stitch. Params. And we don't want a running stitch. Why is this not letting me do a satin? What is it doing? Ink stitch. Convert line to satin. Okay. I think that worked. Params. Oh, I have the whole thing selected. That's not what I want. Alright. I just want this. Params. And the reason I was able to get rid of the commands that tell it where to start and stop is I can break the line. I can add a separator here so it's stopped right about here. Oh, you can't see. Oh no, it's not letting me zoom. But yeah, it's stopped right around this area, which lets me yeah, we're just gonna apply and quit. And then we're gonna do the same thing to this path. I'm gonna duplicate it. We are going to get rid of the fill. We're gonna add a stroke. Same size, 0.75. Seems like it's already pink, which is good. And then convert line to satin. Wait.
What time is it?
It's muffin time!
I messed up.
Actually it's 12:30.
It's muffin time! I love that every time it is exactly 12:30. Then it was like here, right? That it broke? Wait, I need to figure out where the line broke. Where do I have that line break in? It's here, right? Yeah, it's a little bit below the halfway point. Not that it matters, like it could jump diagonally a little bit. I just don't want it to be a pain in the ass to snip that stitch. What was that noise? Oh, did somebody get a magic? Oh, you got a magic seed. You got the ancient seed. Nice. Hell yeah. Sparkly seed. Also, I want a Misdreavus. Okay. So here, I want to add a point at around this area and break path at selected nodes. And then I can go into the parameters and convert line to satin because it's going to break here, which means... Ooh, wait. No, that's fine. No, that's fine, because if it cuts there, if this is black and it cuts here, then it'll just start again over here. It won't jump all the way across. Alright, this is fine. This is good. This is good news. Okay, so for this... Ooh, hey! Nice. So for this line, the way that I'm gonna do this is actually, this is gonna be the... placement stitch. What does Control J even do? And then we're gonna do a tacking stitch. And I want that to be like a tiny bit smaller. "25 stream streak. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I want the tacking stitch to be just a little bit smaller. Not like a lot. And then this is the final satin outline. And we're going to thicken this up by quite a bit. Maybe like a 0.2, like a 2 millimeter. That's kind of thick, actually. 2 millimeters, pretty thick. And it doesn't... Okay, the placement stitch, we want a stop after that. So the placement stitch, I'm gonna make that, no, I'm gonna make that like gray. It was fine when it was red. It's staying red. You're gonna stay red. So the placement stitch is going to be where I put the patch when I put it on the punch-out plastic. The tacking stitch is going to hold it down. And then for this, it just needs to be a line. It does not need to be a satin stitch. So it's just one, like, you're almost as if you're sewing normally. This is a running stitch. So almost as if you're sewing normally. And then the final satin stitch. Extensions. Convert line to satin. Hey Daisy, how's it going? Ooh, lavender. We're gonna open the parameters for that satin stitch. And I'm actually going to change it from a satin column to an E stitch. Now I'm wondering if... Can I, like, swap the way that this goes? Reverse rails... Ah! It's going the wrong way. I want the E to be on the outside. How do I swap that? How do I swap that? There we go. So you might be wondering what the difference is. A satin column is basically a glorified zigzag stitch. It's just going back and forth. It's just doing this. An E stitch, it's gonna look, if I zoom into this side, it's got the letter E, but repeating. And that's gonna look nice on the edge of, what? Why doesn't it, complete this point here? Did I do something wrong? Hang on. I'm gonna undo. Okay, whatever. Okay, so this placement stitch, it just kind of is there. And then this the tacking stitch that goes on top of it just kind of is there. And then it can jump right into the... Here, theoretically, it should jump right into the satin stitch. And I have to change it to an E stitch again. But I'm kind of hoping that it, like, doesn't do the thing in the corner here where it doesn't actually attach. Okay, it's attaching now. I don't know what I did. Oh no, name that creature is still on. There is no creature to name. Let me turn that off. Are you able to refund that for yourself? But as I was saying before I realized this corner got messed up, an E-stitch should look really nice on the edge
It's
of
starting
a
soon.
patch, because it will have a straight line on the inside of the patch and just horizontal lines. Like, it's gonna look cleaner than a zigzag stitch will. Zigzag stitch is fine. There's also S stitch, which instead of being a zigzag like this, it is up and then over and down. This doesn't... We want the E stitch. Alright. And then, in theory... if I stitch plan preview... it should give me over here a little preview of what it's gonna look like. And we're gonna completely ignore the fact that the text is black. I just let it think the text is black because I don't feel like changing the stroke color of every single one of these things. And it doesn't actually matter as long as I have pink thread in the machine. Or I could honestly do this in any color. Actually. I could just put whatever color thread I want in here and it'll, you know, stitch that color out. But I think this looks really nice. What I could do, actually, we're gonna get rid of this stitch plan. What I can do is take this whole thing, duplicate it. Hello? Take the whole thing, duplicate it. Put one up top. Sometimes this program, can I not drag in like a straight line? Oh, I see what it's doing. It's got problems with the way that I'm... Alright. And then I can put two of them on the same, what the hell? Dude. Digital sobriety test. Click and drag in a straight line. This fuck-ass program fails. Alright. What I will have to do for this, though, is move the placement stitches, the tacking stitches, and then the final outlines.
And break has started.
Top, bottom. Top, bottom. Top, bottom. Wait. For the tacking, okay. Tacking stitch. I want it to do tacking stitch outline. Tacking stitch outline. That should work. Instead of jumping around. I'm sort of wondering if I want to do the lettering. No, that's fine. It's fine the way it is. It's fine doing the, Alright, here's what it's gonna look like once it loads. Oh, it's doing the bottom one first. That's a choice. Alright. So it's gonna sew all of that out. And then it should do a cut here. And I'm just not gonna change the thread. I'm just gonna let it do its like cut and stop. And then it's gonna do another cut here, so it doesn't jump all the way up to the top one, and that's fine. And then it's gonna stitch the top one out. And then do the placement stitches,
Break
the
has
tacking
ended.
stitches, and then the E stitches around the edges. That looked good. That looks pretty good. What is wait a minute. Wait. Maybe I should add a stop command so it doesn't do this jump. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So the placement stitches, it's this first placement stitch. Around, oh wait. There we go. Stop after sewing this object. Apply. And then apply another stop here. So then it should jump down. So let's look at that again. Okay, I don't see the like the lines going up and down across both of these, so
Time for a sip of water.
time for a sip of water. I shall sip the water. What is this? Show color changes. Show trims. My machine can't actually do trims. I mean, it can do a trim.
Posture check. Back straight. Shoulders relaxed. Jaw unclenched.
Oh, big stretch. My machine won't. Here's what it'll do. If I give it a stop command, it'll trim the thread. If I give it a trim command, it won't do anything. I can also show all of the points where the needle hits. If we zoom in here, all of the dots, every single one of these dots is a place where the needle goes in. So does this tell me how long it will be? Stitches, color changes, jumps, trims, stops. Should be 2 stops, whatever. But yeah, this should be good. And then we can do the stitch plan preview again. You know what I should do? I'm gonna close this. I should save. I should save as. What is this? Social battery. Alright, now that it's saved, because we hadn't saved before, that's dangerous. I'm gonna do the stitch plan preview and we can look at what it looks like. With, like, simulated textures, basically. What kind of close to what it will look like in real life. It's got all the little bumps and stuff from the thread. There we go, we can close this. And then when we look over here, ignoring the fact that the text is black, which it won't be, we can see all of the... You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna take this, just for you guys. I'm gonna take this and I'm going to turn it into a regular satin stitch, and then we can look at side by side the difference between them. So satin column, apply and quit, and then when I do the stitch plan preview, apply it. Oh crap, that's only gonna do one line. Okay, hang on, I messed up. Yeah, there we go. Let's do this whole thing. Stitch plan preview. I don't know how to get the crossed red lines out of these images. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it does that because it's a bitmap image. I'm not really sure. Welcome back, Ray. It's thinking real hard. Okay, so why does it jump again? Why is it doing that? So it should have, okay, I don't know. I don't get it. But if you look between the top and the bottom here on this line, you can see the difference between this E stitch and the satin stitch here. And it is subtle. It is very subtle. But this one just has a more like straight across finished look, whereas this keeps going back and forth and crossing over each other. And for the outside of a hatch, especially having this little section right here where all of the stitches are condensed and then they just go out in a straight line, as opposed to it being zigzagged like this just looks a little cleaner. So I'm gonna make sure that this is back to a E stitch, because I don't want to save it where it's wrong. This is back on an E stitch. And then we're gonna do the stitch plan preview again. Oh, I didn't hit apply. was thinking real hard about it. Okay. So that looks good. I don't know why it's stitching out this, hang on. I don't know why it's stitching out that jump stitch that I got out. I got rid of it. Render jump stitches, nor layer command. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. But if I go to the simulator, it does successfully show that as cuts. I don't know. The stitch plan preview might just be wrong. That's okay. So if I export this, and we're gonna put this over here. If I export this, oh, this is annoying. Where's this? Where's my folder for this? Actually. Oh, okay. Embroidery. And then this should be a .pes file. So we want this to be social battery.pes. Okay. I think that's saved out. I'm gonna have to do a test embroidery, but I might just do that tomorrow. I'm definitely not doing that on stream. I don't have the setup for that right now. I so super do not have the setup for that right now. Also, I feel like last time I did an embroidery stream, it was just such a pain in the ass that it makes me not want to do it again. Like, the noise was constant, which it's just going to be, but that doesn't make a good stream. The camera was kind of in the way at all times. Like, I would really just rather be able to work and not have to worry about tripping over my tripod. I don't know. I just don't think embroidery streams were the play. I just don't think they were the play. It could be, it could be interesting to watch, but I feel like it almost ends up being a little bit boring. And unlike you know how some people set up like 3D print cams? I feel like unlike a 3D print cam, I just have to babysit it so much that it can't be like a passive thing. It's very active. I can't have it be like a passive thing that I just have like a side camera on while I work on other stuff. If it was like that, I would do embroidery machines 100%. I would just set it up, let it go, and then work on art on the side while it's going. But it's not like a 3D print. I can't have it go for hours and have a camera on it. I have to, like, actively be babysitting this goddamn machine every 2.5 seconds. So that just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't play well with streaming. I feel like that's especially the case with a VTuber. Ooh, I almost knocked my coffee cup over. There's only a little bit of coffee left, but I almost spilled it. Yeah, I feel like especially with a VTuber, like I had to do the PNG tuber while I was embroidering, but I feel like that made my it made my mouth go every time you could hear the machine go off. I don't know. You know me, I'm here to keep you company. Yeah, there's definitely, I mean, I appreciate all of you just like hanging out while I work on stuff. But I think like logistically in terms of the technology and the amount that it impeded my workflow, it's less about it being boring and more about it being annoying. It was a little annoying on my part. I wish this would stay over here. Like, all right, whatever. You just really want to be all up in my business. Okay, it is 1 p.m. I do have to run errands today. So I feel like I didn't get as much done as I would have wanted to, but we did completely rework this design to incorporate a loading bar and an hourglass, and I think it's more coherent this way. I think thematically, the like good things take time is more coherent with like stuff that has to do with time, like the hourglass and the loading bar. Whereas this is, I don't know, this is just a pop-up. So I like this better. I worry a little bit about the font because it's so small. It's even smaller than this. I could do this in a bean stitch. That might be okay. I don't know. We're gonna have to play with it. I might have to export this one. I don't know. We'll see. I do really worry about the font here. Because it's so small. It's so itty bitty tiny, teeny tiny. Yeah. I'll figure it out. But we did get this one done, and that's nice. I think everything else I might have to like manually do the font. Which I'm not looking forward to. I was kind of hoping to get a lot of these digitized today and then just embroider all weekend, but whatever. It's fine. So I'm gonna look for somebody to raid. That way I can eat lunch and then go run errands. I think I'm going to officially call it. I'm gonna take next week off. I'm gonna take a holiday, a little bit of an extended holiday break. Next week off streaming. What I'm probably gonna do, honestly, is just work on embroidery for like the entire week except for Christmas. Naka has Seasons Metroid coming up. Should be on Christmas Eve. I don't know what he's doing for that this year. And then also, I have to, oh, I want to talk about this. Hang on. I'm gonna put my pen down. And I'm gonna hop over to the IRL, or to the just chatting. It's called IRL in OBS because that's what it used to be, but it's just my chatting screen. But I'm kind of thinking of doing something a little bit different with my Patreon. So we have theme voting coming up for January. I think kind of what I want to do is make illustrations that I can format into like a monthly calendar and then release like monthly calendar wallpapers or something. I don't know. I think it would be really cute to do a monthly calendar. It creates a little bit more work, but like not that much more work compared to what I've already been doing, as long as I format the art correctly when I'm drawing it. But I don't know. I will inquire on Discord for opinions probably. If that's something that people are interested in. And then probably the physical rewards wouldn't change. The physical rewards would probably still be the mini print and stickers. I might do more like sticker sheet style stuff. Especially if I'm doing like planner or not, like calendar. I could do like calendar sized stickers. I don't know. We'll see. Like stickers that you can stick in the corner, like on days of the calendar. The thing is, I don't have like a physical calendar to go along with it, but I could release that at the end of the year or something. I don't know. But I think either way, January's theme voting is coming up and I need to post that on Discord so that you can vote on it. But I might want to grab some opinions about the monthly calendar thing before I post the theme or the theme choices. We'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna look for a raid. I'm gonna go look for a raid target. I think we're gonna go raid Bell Beeps. I think that's what we're gonna do. They're working on a VTuber model of actually somebody we've raided before, Star Heavenly, Sawyer. So we're gonna go say hi to a fellow artist and rigger. We're gonna go say hi to Bell Beeps. So I will see y'all not on stream next week. I will see y'all after Christmas. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm gonna be streaming on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It'd be cool to do like a special stream for that, but also I don't want to stream all day. I don't want to stream until midnight. But I will see y'all on the 30th. Take care, everybody. If you would like to join in on the raid, you can copy and paste our raid message.
Oh my
I'm
gosh!
bald.
She's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair!
Bye. Go throw some straws at Bell Beeps. I'm bald. Alright, take care, everybody. Later.